Next. Hi, everybody. Come on in. We're waiting for you. You're having coffee and tea with Lev Parnas, Dean Blundell. We'll wait
I,
for you. We're
I,
having
I
I'm
was
having a nice antioxidant peach green tea. You're having a coffee and a tea, but I wanted to
I
point
got
that
my
out.
tea and my coffee.
You got them both.
I got
But
I got-
I've been down to the States a couple times in the past, 2, 3 months, and the one thing I'm always jealous of is all the fucking awesome snacks you guys have. All the incredible
the
places to get
munchies.
oh my god. You got stuff like 4 liters of Coke and Dr.
That's right,
Pepper. You got
Mary. Wawa. Mary, you see, Mary said Wawa. My wife gave me a treat today. I was telling, I usually don't drink coffee, but today I got cold brew with some vanilla foam on top. So good.
Is it good? Listen, I can't get into a
I
cold brew. It's like it's a mind trick, right? When I have a coffee, it's supposed to be hot. So when someone gives me a cold coffee, I'm like, what happened? What happened? Why am I doing this? It just feels so foreign. Anyway, we're having coffee and tea with everybody. That is, of course, the venerable former fixer of Rudy Giuliani, Donald Trump. That is now award-winning whistleblower and author Lev Parnas, who is one of my very good friends, and we are going to bear out the fruit of his labor today. And we're going to talk about a bunch of different shit that's going on. We've got Ukraine to get to, which we'll get to off the hop. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about Venezuela, what's starting to percolate. We're going to talk also about this Wall Street Journal article that's only about 10 months late, according to Lev Parnas' fucking reporting.
Dude,
But let's
I think
start
that
there. Did you see it?
you know what? I tell you, I say I don't even have to look at it. I know what they did. They took my Substack letters basically and put together. I guarantee you. I bet you. I didn't even have to take a look at it. I mean, I just can't believe it took him so long. I mean, if you think about, I was speaking with my wife and welcome everybody, and I hope everybody's enjoying having a great Thanksgiving weekend, and a lot of stuff happening. We're gonna go into, but yeah, me and my wife were sitting there, and she's like, are you kidding me? Like, you're telling me that nobody was just even picking up on this? And I was like, no, babe, this is crazy. And, but I'll tell you, we're getting traction. I literally, about maybe a half hour ago, got off the phone with also Ali Velshi from MS Now, I guess,
Yeah.
whatever it's called now. But Ali's a good friend. Ali's actually very involved in Ukraine, and I got him up to
Good
speed. So
Canadian boy, too. Just wanted to point
he's in
that out.
Toronto
Allie's,
actually right now.
yeah.
He's
Yeah.
actually he's with Warren Buffett, not Warren, with Howard. Howard Buffett is somebody that I helped to get into Ukraine with Alexander. Alexander, actually,
Mhm.
you know what? I'm going to share a picture with you guys.
Oh, dude, by the way, it's picture time with Lev. You got story time with Lev, and I'm seriously
No,
considering that
I,
we need to do
I,
picture time with
I,
Lev
I,
because the
I
shit that
want
you
to.
showed us with Giuliani last week lit the house on
Oh,
fire.
I got so much stuff. We'll do some stuff today, but I want to show this one. This is literally. Wait, where is he?
Yeah, while you're getting it, everybody, don't forget, DM us your questions today. And if you want to come up live and you want to rant, you want to rave, you want to ask a question live, you
So
got a point you want to
so
make sure
this.
you get into our DMs. We'll bring you up. Go ahead.
You want to see me as a kid? Oh, I can find one of those. I'll try to find me as a kid. I'll show you. Actually, I'll show you one as me as a kid. So
Okay.
this is Alexander. When we talk about how he's a hero, how he goes out there and we raise money, and I tell you guys that this is a guy that knows his shit. Like, he's there, not just playing. So and how small this world. So Ali's in Toronto. He's like, I'm meeting with Howard Buffett. They're having this whole thing here. I say, tell Howard hello from Alexander from Ukraine. He goes, who's Alexander? I said, let me send you a picture. This is Howard and Alexander in Ukraine. Howard Buffett calls Alexander his long lost brother. They spent a lot of time together in Ukraine, and Alexander was obviously the key part of getting that whole delivered, all of the aid and all of that. But
Howard's been the single biggest civilian donor to the plight of the Ukrainian people.
he's over $1
Total.
billion. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
donated,
Personal.
and
Yeah.
he's done it through a global empowerment mission, and that's a whole story of its own. One day we should do. I can give you, if you guys want. You know what? Let me give you a little story time, because I think since we're talking
Bonus.
about this is a little bonus. This is cool stuff before we get into all this crazy stuff, because it has to do with Ukraine. So I'm going to take you back to February. I think it was 22nd or 23rd or 24th. It was a day or two right after the war just began, the invasion. Not the war, because the war started in 2014, but the
Hmm.
major invasion started in Ukraine. And I started getting phone calls from Alexander, from all of my friends, family, telling me that, we were in a disastrous situation, because we really at that time thought that Russia is going to take Ukraine in a week. They're going to just bombard it, come in. Everybody was worried. And then um, once, all of a sudden, within those 3, 4 days, when we saw all of a sudden Ukraine fight back, and we saw Russia tanks getting stalled, and, even though we saw the massacres happening in Bucha and everything else, but we saw the site, all of a sudden there was a flight of help that was being sent to Ukraine. But there was no system set up, because during war torn, the very first days, weeks of the war, basically you had Poland, and you had basically trucks of food, of all of this humanitarian aid standing on the border of Poland and Ukraine for weeks, and you couldn't get it through, because there was corruption.
Hmm.
People, you had guards and people, all kind of corruptions who would go, but also the logistics, because you once you got through the border, and once they made sure you weren't some sort of asset or something, then where do you take it, and how do you get through it? And because it's in the middle of a war, there was no logistics set up. So I'll never forget, I get a phone call from a friend of mine I haven't seen in a long time, from here in Miami. You have friends coming on.
Yeah, yeah. The fridge guy's coming here. He's here. Nick's here.
Hello.
He's Ukrainian too, by the way.
Oh, I love it. So I get a phone call. Let me just put my iPad on charge so we don't. Hold on a
This is
second,
coffee and
guys.
tea. This is not a slick operation, everybody. You're going to see Nick, the fridge guy. You're going to see people plugging in their iPhones, and we're going to bring you on. So make sure you get your questions into the actual chat. Send us your
Yeah,
DM
get your
questions. You want to come
questions,
up and chat with us?
and raise your hand. And Dean, if you could see whoever wants to come up, if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
could make
yep.
notes now, so this way we could try, so this way, because we sometimes get that delay.
Hmm.
So, getting back to story time. So, this was like a week into the war, 2 weeks in the war. I get a call from Michael Capone. Michael Capone at the time, he had a small little operation. He used to be a club guy here in Miami. Went through a lot of his own stuff. And then all of a sudden started up this nonprofit group called Global Empowerment Mission, and
Hmm.
primarily they were helping here locally in Haiti, which because it was a Florida group, and they would help with hurricane, relief here in Florida whenever there was a hurricane. And they were partnered up. Oh, excuse me, with Bethany Franklin. Bethany Franklin, who was
Oh,
the
Frankel,
house.
the former
Yes.
housewife, Bethany Frankel. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
from the former housewife of New York, and this is what they were doing. So all of a sudden, and I haven't seen, and I was at the time, meanwhile, on house arrest, sitting waiting to go to getting sentenced to go to prison. And I had my ankle bracelet, couldn't leave, couldn't do anything, and I get a call from Michael. He's like, "Hey, Lev, how are you?" I'm like, "Great." He goes, "Look, I didn't know who to call. I'm here in Poland right now." I said, "You're in Poland?" He goes, "I'm on the border of Poland and Ukraine. I have a little tent set up over here, and we're trying to help however we can. I have these cards that we made up, like gift cards,
Hmm.
and it's like credit cards where there's like $50, $100 on them. So because there was a mass migration happening, everybody's fleeing Ukraine, and they
Yeah.
were going through the Polish border at the
Yeah, that's
time."
the early day. They'd go through
The very
Lviv, and
first
then they'd
year,
head into Poland,
correct.
and it was just trains, buses, trains,
For
kids, women,
people
children. Right? Yeah,
walking,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
so picture this. He's literally was on the border with a little tent. There was all these organizations, because there was no structure. They were
Hmm.
sitting there, and they were giving, as these Ukrainian people were coming through the border, they were getting food, clothes. So he was handing out these cards with money on them, that they raised money for. And he goes to me, "Love," he goes, "I don't know what to do. They keep I don't have no connection here. They keep pushing me out of here, not letting me do. I don't, and I'm trying to help. I don't know what to do." I'll never forget that. After that phone call, I said, "Give me a few minutes." I called a good friend of mine, Victor, who won't mention his name, but happened to be very close friends with ex-president of Poland, and his wife ran a very big organization. She had a relief fund. I called him. I called him up. I said, "Victor, I need a favor." I said, "I need my man's on the border there. We need to get him connected, get him all the whatever proper paperwork he needs to be associated, and basically connected him with this fund simultaneously. So now he gets connected. Now he's able to get the containers of food. Now they gotta get across the border.
Hmm.
Now, when he gets calls me again, Michael says, "Lev," he goes, "Now we're stuck at the border. We can't get across. The trucks are stuck there. What's it called?" I said, "Michael, give me a few minutes." I call Alexander. I said, "Alexander." I saw called Slava. Slava was the head of the brigade in Odessa that handled, when this was just starting. I said, "We need to get these trucks of aid because they were delivering food and all this stuff this was literally the first weeks of the war." So we had literally the military come grab them from the border of Poland, get the trucks in and take them over to Odessa, to Kharkiv, to all these places where there was going on and start delivering aid. And that's how we started, literally truck by truck, truck by truck, truck by truck. Then I was going away to prison already, and Alexander basically took over the baton, and then they built warehouses, and now they're bigger than Red Cross. They've delivered. They partnered up with Howard Buffett, and they've delivered. I mean, from the first day, global. Take a look, guys. Global Empowerment Mission, Howard Buffett Foundation. That was the very first days of how we were getting. Literally, we would have trucks with Alexander would have guys with rifles, and we would be getting him through the delivering aid to the front line, and then we had operations set up. We had families that were cooking. Speak of the devil, Alexander. Hey, let's see if I bring him up. This will bring Alexander up, guys.
He's
Since
our
we're
first
talking about,
co-host, Alex
yeah,
from the Voice of Ukraine, who is currently doing heroes work in Ukraine, as we've had him on a few times. He's the co-host for Lev on his Voice of Ukraine
yeah.
Substack Live. It's brilliant. This is the gentleman you're talking about. We've just invited him onto the show. Hopefully,
Hopefully he
Alex
comes
can
up.
join
I
us.
know he's actually, and we're going to get into it after the story because there's a lot of today. Ukraine has suffered tremendous bombardment.
Yeah,
Alex has been running around today delivering aid all over the place. So hopefully he has connection. Most of Kiev is out of have no lights. They're also
no water. I
basic
heard this morning
no
too. Most
water,
of the
no
city. Yeah.
lights. What happened last night is, and I'll be putting a Substack letter out later on after we do.
Yeah,
Uh,
touch on that though, if you can.
yeah,
Ukraine suffered one of the worst bombings of, not just ballistic missiles, but Shahed drones all across Ukraine, specifically in Kyiv.
yeah.
And I want to get into that because we want to juxtapose it, and we'll have bring some people up to talk about it. This new article where the Wall Street Journal finally just decided to copy and paste your last 10 months worth of efforts on Substack, talking about how this is about money, not war for Donald Trump. And so, this makes what happened last night to me even more fucking egregious, Lev.
Oh no, it's crazy with Donald Trump and with Steve Witkoff, and we're going to get into. I mean, because
Yeah.
what's playing out right now. I mean, you got now a whole operation of corruption supposedly to try to push Zelensky out. They've already pushed out Yermak. Now you have, instead of Yermak, the person that was dealing with Witkoff and on these negotiations all these years
Yeah.
and months. Now you have a totally new guy coming in here, flying in on a delegation to meet with Whitkoff in Miami and Kushner before they go to Moscow and start divvying up the pie. There's a lot we're going to go into. Alexander, I guess if you're up there, I sent you the request. If you can't, if you hear it, come up. If you can, maybe he doesn't have it. So let's move on. If Alexander, if you want to join us, just message and I'll bring you up. But what's it called? So yeah, so that's the story, guys. So that's how Alexander, how Howard Buffett became the biggest donator in aid, and how global power. It started on a phone call with a friend of mine. He was stuck. I was sitting at home with an ankle bracelet, waiting to go to prison. Alexander at the time was running with his family from Kiev to Lvov, trying to evacuate, and we got each other, and they aligned. And every day for the past, 3 years, going on 4 years now, they've been fighting, delivering humanitarian aid, and so that's why, guys, when we go raise, we have that. By the way, if I just saw somebody did it, do it again. If you could post Alexander's, it's not Alexander's, it's the Harkov Fund. We've raised the limit a little bit because we've already delivered a lot of the aid, but they need more aid. So for those of you that can, continue supporting. If for those of you that can't, at least send it around, retweet it, repass it. Just keep donating as much as you can to be able.
Please, thank you, Cynthia.
Ludmila, thank you for.
Is that your sister? Is that
that's
Ludmila?
my sister? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Ludmila, I miss her. We gotta have her back on.
We'll definitely. Yeah. She is a trooper. She's part of the team. She's like, does whatever she can. We all do whatever we can because it's all hands on deck. I just got off the phone with my son Aaron. He's sitting there also working. It's like I spoke. I said it's Saturday. I go, what are you doing? Why don't you go with your wife somewhere relax? He goes, yeah. What are you doing, Dad? I go, I'm about to go live. He goes, I thought so. I go, so leave me. He goes, leave me alone. I have a lot of work to do. He goes, the news doesn't stop. So so it kind of is a family affair. Yeah.
Oh, well, dude, it's not just a family affair. I mean, just the backstory into while you're on house arrest, you don't have a Substack account. You're not really on social media, licking your wounds, trying to figure out how you can effectively make a difference, right? And by the way, I just want to point this out when it comes to ankle bracelets. You wearing one? Found out this week you can't use a soldering iron on an ankle bracelet. It doesn't work. Jair Bolsonaro.
I could have told him he should have gave me a phone call. I could have told.
You could have told him. What a crazy story. Let's do a little quick pitch stop here. We're having coffee and tea. This is all going to be non sequitur at some point in time.
Yeah.
That story made me laugh out loud. Like when I read the story, right? Because Jair Bolsonaro gets picked up, taken to his jail sentence for 27 years because he tried to get rid of the hinky ankle monitor with a soldering iron. While the plan was his son was going to start a prayer vigil for his dad outside, and they were going to make their sweet escape to the U.S. Embassy. So the morning after we get the news, Trump is on getting ready to board Air Force One, looking exactly like Zorhan Mandami. He's now wearing a turtleneck, and he goes, "This is fucking great." They're like, "Hey, do you know anything about Jair Bolsonaro?" He goes, "That gentleman, talked with him last night on the phone. Actually, we were talking. We will be meeting him very soon." And then the next reporter's like, "Hey, he got sent to jail for trying to dick with his ankle monitor and escape to the United States, right?" And he's like, "What was that?
What happened?
What?
That's
and
too bad.
He's like, "That's too bad."
He didn't make it. I'm telling you. It's like the bad news bears and the bad news bears, and it's so crazy that to that I was a part of that shit. I used to be part of that bad news bears. We were like, it was like, I can't even tell you, but
And what are the chances that Trump isn't on the phone with him the night before trying to help him coordinate his escape to the U.S. Embassy in fucking Brazil? I mean, that's exactly what happened.
Dude, to be so stupid and to try to use a casting iron to try to sit there and as soon as this is like I give you an example. I mean, even like local hood rats that could have taught them that you don't do it because it sounds the alarm. They tells them you're fucking with the thing. They're gonna you don't understand, but as soon as you try to open it, it gets alarm. So if you're already gonna do do it, you stand next to the door, you take a scissors, and you say, "We're off." You cut it and you run, bro. You run, baby. Run, Forrest, run. And you got like maybe a 15-minute head start, but you run, Forrest, run.
You
But you
go as
don't
fast
sit
as
there.
you
You
fucking
don't
can.
sit there. You don't sit there and you play with the shit for 15 minutes while they're coming to come to pick you up. It's like, I mean, like,
Oh, tropical Trump's just as dumb as real Trump. I just fucking and the picture of his ankle monitor. He tried to go all the way around it with the soldering iron, and he couldn't get it. Still couldn't get it open.
like you,
Oh my
uh,
god, that was fucking funny. Absolute
uh,
disaster.
uh,
But anyway, back to
uh,
Ukraine. That was a nice little
yeah,
pit stop in Brazil. I want to get to this Wall Street Journal article, which
let's
cites
go.
everything you fucking said for the past 10 months. This is my count, the very first mainstream media article in 10 fucking months that has been able to put together the very simple notion that you have been banging away on, that Trump is monetizing the genocide and the surrender of the Ukrainian people for himself and his friends, along with Vladimir Putin. How do you feel today? I mean, I know you've been over the article. I know you've been validated, but I want to know how you feel today watching these guys. It doesn't matter that you were validated. What really fucking matters is the dereliction of duty of mainstream media. And I want your thoughts on this because, my God, you've led the way, dude. You, several other people, Zev Shalev's led the way. You've led the way. Olga Lautman has led the way. Wajat Ali from the Left Hook has led the way. We have been trying to tell you this for 10 fucking months. Go.
I don't even know where to begin. I mean, it's really frustrating. This is it's not a "told you so" moment because it's not about that. It's about the first thing I want to say. The reason why the media is finally reacting is because of every single one of you guys. It's
Yeah.
because of the subscribers here, because of the community. It's because of all of us spreading the message, keep putting pressure, and they're finally starting to realize that. Unfortunately, like you said, it took them almost 10 months to realize what we were talking about and start connecting the dots. And that's why independent journalism is so important. And that's
Mm.
why, people like the Midas, my son Aaron, and others like Dean himself right now, and independent journalists. That's why it's so important to be able to support them because right now the media is chasing their tail, and Trump knows how to play these games with them. And what we're watching now unfold, and this is just the tip of the iceberg because I saw some of the things in the Wall Street Journal. They talk about Gentry Beach, about Donald Trump Jr.'s, and I know Gentry. This is the crazy part. Like I start going looking at my text messages with these people. Like I know his mother, like they went, and I remember how they were trying to make money off the first administration. Now you're talking about how they're doing now. They've graduated. They're talking about oil deals. They're talking about because this is, it's
Crypto,
not
Bitcoin, rare
crypto.
earth. Yeah.
And this is what I kept telling everybody. I'm saying to you, you guys talking about when you talk crypto, when you talk rare earth minerals, when you talk oil and gas, you have to just take a look at who are the biggest people are control it. It's Russian oligarchs. I'm saying
Hmm.
it's Vladimir Putin, and that's why I kept sending the alarm. I kept saying, and I kept saying to you, you need to understand, it's not you. It's not Marco Rubio. The media wants to keep trying to get a quote from Marco Rubio or Hegseth or somebody talk about like what's going on. They have no idea what's going on. They have
Yeah.
no connection with anybody as far as they're concerned. They're living in some world themselves that they've never seen before because the real people that are dealing behind the
They're
scenes.
finding out almost as we find out, right?
Yeah, no, they're finding, yeah, literally, they're finding out. Some of them are finding it out on TV. Some of them are finding it literally, like Rubio found out about the 28-point plan that was delivered by Kirill Dmitriev in the Oval Office. Witkoff gave it to him in the Oval Office when MBS was there, literally a week before we all found out. So, and that's how he found out, not through a negotiation, but through, and that's the other thing, like, one of the main people I kept sounding the alarm about is Cheech, I know you need to get to Odessa. I've been making phone calls, but they're getting bombarded. I'm sorry. I'm waiting for them to respond to me. Cheech, we'll get back to you about that in a second, brother. I know he's trying to get to Odessa, paperwork, and we're trying. I'm gonna maybe see if maybe Alexander can make another call today. We'll see about that. Where were we? I'm sorry about that, Cheech.
We were Wall Street Journal article.
Oh yeah.
We were talking about the lack of mainstream media coverage, and then you started to get into the fact that the shadow diplomacy of Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, currently going on right now, which is not just alleged, it's asserted with evidence, which covers your 10 months of fucking reporting. This was the first article that came out. The monetization of the genocide and the surrender of Ukraine, and how that's going on right now with Witkoff, how that's going on with Kushner, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, no, it's all good, Cheech. Believe me, I want to get you there as quick as possible. You have all the right to read. Yeah, Amy, it's a Wall Street Journal article. It
Yeah,
came
it's
out today, right?
titled.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I'll
What's
tell
it
you. It's
on?
titled "Make Money, Not War: Trump's Real Plan for Peace in Ukraine." The Kremlin's peace plan is all about business, and all the president's men and his envoy are on board. So that is Putin's peace plan. Trump's on board. Witkoff's on board. Kushner and Witkoff heading there this next week. But my point was, in this article, they detail that shadow diplomacy through Whitkoff, the purpose of this, who's going to make what, and how Whitkoff effectively is working for Russia, trying to twist Trump's arm, giving Putin and Trump everything they both want, while leaving Ukraine out in the cold while this genocide continues in Ukraine. Right.
See,
And
this
it's
this
about
is
money.
the
It's not about a fucking peace plan. They don't give a fuck about peace
correct.
in Ukraine. Right.
100%. But this is where the media still gets it wrong and still tries to, they always give Trump a way out. It's like, even look at how you just portrayed it, because the way they portrayed it is that Witkoff now is working with the Russians to be able to get over on Trump. That's not the case, folks. I want to make it very clear. Just like I wasn't working with the Ukrainians or nobody, Donald Trump micromanages. Donald Trump is involved in everything is going. That's why when they told him that Witkoff is speaking to the Russians and how do you feel, he didn't get upset. You know why? Because that's part of the plan. Part of the
Mm,
plan is Donald Trump knows. He said that's why Witkoff, because Marco Rubio wouldn't be talking to Vladimir Putin like this. Marco Rubio would not sit down there and says, you need to call up Trump and you need to stroke his ego. You need to be able to tell him he's the greatest of the greatest. And because of that, this is how we're going to get this plan pushed in that you need pushed in. And because of that, we're going to split the profits on this oil deal. See, Marco Rubio can't have that conversation. That he knows he would go to jail for that. That's illegal. That you can't do it. Steve Witkoff could have that conversation, and then Jared Kushner right beside him because he has no. Neither one of them have no actual cabinet position. So there's really, you know what I'm saying to you, nothing that could occur. And they go into it. That's why they're there. Trump is aware of this. This is all a game that's being played back and forth. The difference is, I'll tell you where Witkoff is playing and giving Russians information, and so is Kushner, is how to deal with Trump, how to
mhm,
play Trump. That where because they know what needs to be done. See, Witkoff. That's why I keep saying Witkoff is like the ex Lev Parnas. The new Lev Parnas is because that was my position, is to make sure that these guys were good, that these guys were good, and keep the middle. So because you're dealing with two different worlds, and that's
mhm,
what Kushner and Witkoff are doing. They're dealing and Dmitriev. The three of them are basically dealing with the Russian mentality and the Trump mentality, and playing both sides, and to be able to get, because at the end of the deal, at the end of the day, it's they both want the same thing, which is
mhm.
money, power, control of the of the situation, and that's what's taking place. That's why it's not policy. This is not about America first. This is not about peace in the Ukraine. This is
No.
not about. This is strictly is how we could become the next Rockefellers or Rothschilds. How we could have control of and build turn America back into an oligarchy type of a country that back in those days, and that's what
Mhm.
they're doing.
So Break down for me. I know you've got a cursory understanding of what's at stake in terms of rare earth, oil, energy deals. What do you think is being promised to Witkoff, to Kushner? What are they after, and what does Donald Trump want, and what is Putin, Dmitriev, and the rest of his cabal offering?
Oh, well, it's huge. Well, first of all, you got to understand it's normalization of Russia back on the world market.
Sure.
For Russia to be able to, again, to send out their oligarch to start because Russia economically is almost
Oh,
falling
they're on the
apart. I
brink.
mean,
They can't.
they're on the
The
brink.
government can't pay their
Correct.
military.
Correct.
The soldiers are
and
not getting fucking paid.
correct. I mean, and they can't do it in a slow motion. The only way they could get out of this is if Donald Trump waves the magic wand and says, "Boom! Tomorrow I put the light switch on," because no other president is going to, nobody, is going to allow them to do it except for Trump, and that's what Trump is trying to basically do for Russia, is to give them their money is power to them. Do you understand? To be able to get them back
Hmm.
up to the G8 again, to bring him back, put him on the stage. What also it allows is for Putin's oligarchs then to be able to then to go all over the world and to now continue to invest, spread, buy, do whatever they have to put the money to continue doing the work they were doing. What
Hmm.
Trump gets in return is part of all of those deals, because remember, Kushner is there negotiating all stuff. Whitkoff is there on behalf of, Steve Witkoff's son, Zach Witkoff, is partners with Tweedledee and Tweedledum. So this is all being negotiated. And the biggest thing that I'm being told by my sources, which has been in the works and they're negotiating, is Nord Stream 2, because Nord Stream 2 is control of the gas and heating to basically
Europe.
most of Europe.
Hmm.
And if Trump right now invades, and this is where it all comes together, Trump lets Russia control, Trump controls Nord Stream 2 and controls Europe now with Russia by controlling the oil and gas.
Hmm.
So then he takes over Venezuela, gets all those oil and gas reserves. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Now you're starting to see how all this picture comes together. Now Saudi Arabia, because Trump is selling them F-35s, will do whatever they say. Now OPEC is basically, now they control the price of oil. They control I mean, it becomes. I could go on and on and on, but that's the play. And I'm not even talking about the minerals and all of that stuff. But the
Hmm.
main play here is oil, gas, and that's what you see right now, Venezuela and Russia, and things played out. But the thing that's driving it is not just the money and the power, and that's why I want to make it very clear to everybody. And this is what I've been also sounding the alarm, and you're going to hear about probably 10 months from now. But you remember it here first. It's not just the money and the power. What's driving Trump? Because Trump is very erratic and very pissed off at Putin and doesn't like to be looked like the way he does. But the reason
Hmm.
why he has not pulled the trigger, not pulled back, it's not only the money and the power, it's also the compromise that they have on him through the Epstein files,
Sure.
which is extremely important.
Yeah. Oh, dude, and that's the race, right? Like that's the rush. That was why they had the ultimatum. Russia's on its knees. Donald Trump is running out of time when it comes to the fucking Epstein files. His polling is a disaster. Like they are getting absolutely crushed and might not even make it to the midterms, which is another conversation altogether. I want to bring up a conversation I had with Ken Harbaugh. You know, Ken, Midas Touch,
Yeah,
Valor Media,
absolutely. Yeah.
great friend of mine, good friend of yours. So I had him on the show yesterday to kind of talk about the National Guard and a couple of other things, including his work in Ukraine. So what Ken does is he embeds himself with those Ukrainian bait soldiers in Kherson and Kharkiv, where they bait them. The Russian FPV drones are flying around trying to murder people, and they act as bait, and then they go out and shoot them. And I asked him yesterday, I'm like, how do they feel about this 28-point plan? The Ukrainians, knowing how hard they fought, knowing what's at stake, and knowing that Donald Trump is going to co-sign their surrender and their genocide, and then he's going to take all their shit. And he said, the best way these Ukrainian soldiers can explain it to me, and you probably understand this because you are Ukrainian, you are so deeply involved there, you understand the mentality of what goes on between Russia and Ukraine. The way the Ukrainian people look at this deal, and he had several conversations with high level officials, is as if someone moved into your house, didn't just move in, busted through the fucking front door, tried to take over your whole fucking house. sexually assaulted some of your fucking family members. Then you had to get a third party to come in to go, hey, we need to evict these guys. They're sexually assaulting my family and they've taken over a portion of my home. And the adjudication of that by a third party, as an example, is okay. They're allowed to stay. They promise not to continue to do any of those things to you anymore, but they're going to stay. And here's the catch: you got to give them half of your salary. You have to give them half of everything you own, half of everything you make, and they're going to stop. They're going to stop doing those things to you. The problem is that they will never stop, right? Ever, ever, ever. Like Ukraine is never going to give up, and Russia's never going to stop trying to invade Ukraine. Ever. It's just never going to fucking happen.
Well, I mean, I think it will happen. I think because I think Ukraine's going to kick their ass. So I think eventually Russia is going
Oh, I
to.
just meant with a third party tender deal where
Yeah,
Donald Trump's
but
like, I'm
yes,
going to tell
no,
you how
no.
this works now.
No, you're right. And first of all, that was a great example, as disgusting as it was, and as tragic as if the picture you made it seem. But that's typically exactly what's going on. I mean, because the
Mm.
Russians came in, they raped, pillaged, destroyed generations of families.
Kidnapped
Stole,
25,000 children.
kidnapped the children. Which that's another thing. Just think about it. Like a simple thing like that, they couldn't even put into the plan. Witkoff and them just to add in there giving something to Ukraine. But they couldn't even put by giving the kids back because Russia is not planning on giving anything back. Russia's not planning on making peace. Zelensky's come out and said it many a times. I come out and say it all the time. Russia is trying to take over Ukraine. Russia
Mhm.
wants the Soviet Union back. And when I say Russia, it's not even mainly the Russian people. It's Vladimir Putin and the cabal that surrounds him, the old KGB, the new FSB, whoever you want to call them. It's that group of people that are out there that want to bring back the old Soviet Union. They want to
Mhm.
go after, take over Poland. They want to take over, the Baltics. They want to control. And then eventually, this is how, authoritarian dictatorships run. And that's what it's being run by. So, everybody that's talking, everybody that's, saying stuff, trying to say Trump is this, Trump is that. The bottom line, Trump is, once the media, and I think, after my conversation today with Ali, maybe, we might do a special on MSN now. We might talk about more people need to hear about, but people need to realize that Donald Trump is not negotiating a deal. None of these are negotiations for to be able to stop this war, for there to be peace in any way, for there to be all of this is done to be able to, because in Donald Trump's mind, even from when I was with him, and I remember having that first conversation about Ukraine, and you guys heard the tapes about how he said get rid of the ambassador. Even going back then, Donald Trump does not consider Ukraine strong. He
Mhm.
considers Russia strong, powerful. It's like Donald Trump looks at this as two boxers. That's why he says, let them fire it out. That's when he makes a comment on Zelensky, says, let him fight his little heart out. Because he's
Mhm.
looking at Russia as this, as Ivan Drago, for those of you that remember Rocky. And he's looking at Zelensky as
It's the
like not
second
even
best Rocky, by the way, the one with Ivan
right.
Drago. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly, and he's looking at Zelensky not even as Rocky, as even somebody like the one of the guys that Drago beat up during those fights. So that's how Trump looks at it, and so that's why he's not saying, "Okay, let's figure out peace." He's like, "Listen, I just need to end this one way or the other." Like, all right, like, because and this is he keeps saying Russia. Even to the disgusting part when they asked him on Air Force One that you're asking in this 28-point plan for Ukraine to give up all these concessions. What is Russia giving up? And the only thing he said, he goes, they're not going to take more land. He's so stupid. He doesn't
They
understand.
promised to stop.
Yeah, like what? How come they're not taking land now if they could take it? He really truly believes that they're not doing it because he's in power. So it's his narcissism. It's a lot of things that the combination, and. And so that's why this thing that now is playing out with Andre Yermak and what now they're seeing happen, it's also a combination because part of what is taking place right now, and again, we're going to sound the alarm. The media is not talking about is this is part of regime change. They're trying to get rid of Zelensky, whatever they can do to be able to put in a pro-Russian government in there to be able to stop the war on Trump and Putin's terms, not on Ukrainian terms, and to be able to give them their supposed wins while destroying a country and destroying the sovereignty of the Ukrainian people. So this is what's trying to take place right now behind the scenes. That's why you have, and again, I want to be very clear. I'm not defending any of these people, Ukrainians or anybody else, as far as whoever might have stolen money, if they stole money. But there's a time and a place for everything, as I always say, and also it's how these investigations happen. Same thing like here
Well, and there's
at
no
home.
coincidence that the investigation and resignation of Andre Yermak comes the week they're delivering a peace plan, and you know what I mean. That's not a coincidence. To your point.
Correct. Well, the Americans didn't want Yermak there because Yermak was. Look, I had conversations with Yermak. You know what? I'm gonna show you guys just so you understand. Since this is a special, we always have a special. You know, Lev brings the receipts always, right? I'm gonna show you guys something just so you understand that when I say something, I do it. Okay. So, oh, hold on a second.
We should do an entire show where you just show people pictures.
So you see the name on there?
Yeah. Yeah.
You see who that is?
Uh-huh.
You see the conversations back and forth?
Yeah.
Okay, so just so you people understand that when I say I know what's going on, I know what's going on. And
it's it's unbelievable. You know, there's days where I get to do this with you, and I'm like, you know, you have so much information that nobody else has. And then you see these Wall Street Journal articles and you hear other people singing praises of the government. It must make you sick. You know, it just, you must shake your head. Like you see him sitting in bed with your wife this morning talking about the Wall Street Journal article. Like that is, it must, you know, not deflating. It must be validating, but at the same time, dude, you've got it all. Like honest to God, you are the key to informing the rest of this country as to the truth behind the genocide and the surrender and the monetization of making Ukraine bow down to a couple of ruthless fucking dictators and how
well,
they're doing it and why they're doing it.
the good part about it, Dean, is and I feel good about it, is that we're enough talk. You know, I'm saying to you, a month ago we started this movement. We started this GoFundMe, which for God bless, we raised close to $50,000 already. Keep it going, guys. We need a lot more. But just to give you an update, what's going on. First of all, we're already assembling a team of some of top people from fundraisers to social media to bookers to agents that are going to start building my platforms, helping build out my platforms. That's why what I need from you is keep right now the way the algorithms work. I need you to keep following, subscribing, liking, hitting the hearts. Putting the comments in. Obviously, those of you that can become paid subscribers, and not just here, but also on YouTube and any other platform. Even if you don't go on those platforms, but do it because it's all these algorithms. Because for the next several months, we're going to be building out my platforms. This is the game plan to be able to launch in after the holidays in January. We're going to go on the road. So we're going to go
North Carolina,
and
Virginia, DC.
We got DC, we got California, North Carolina. We're gonna go up to probably New York and some other places. We're putting on a schedule, but we have also an extremely strong team right now of volunteers behind the scenes that are coming together. You guys, I don't have the email in front of me, but if anybody has the email for the volunteer hotline, You could put it up there and see Jay had, is dealing with the volunteer group. So we're not sitting back. We're putting together. We're going to make this movement and go actually get our democracy back. So that's why I feel good about that it's actually starting. People are starting to finally listen. They're starting to hear, and the fact that we have all of this information is and that's what always amazed me, Dean. It always amazed me is that and I think Trump and his world, they sit there and sometimes laugh sometimes at how till this day. By the way, yes, you can use Zelle or I'm sorry, somebody asked Zelle or what was it? What was the question? You could use Zelle. The Zelle is the real Lev Parnas at gmail.com. That's the real Lev Parnas at gmail.com is Zelle. And we also have Venmo and PayPal, and those are at, I think, Lev Parnas. I'm not good at this, but
Well, dude, you don't need to be that creative to create an account. It's all good. You don't have to
yeah,
worry about that.
but we got and we're going to be setting up different proper ways. This right now is the grassroots effort to be able to assemble the team. But then once we get this assembled, we're not going to have just a GoFundMe. We're going to have an actual 501c3. We'll have an actual team and a lot of things that are being put together right now. But for the next couple of months, the best thing while the holidays is keep doing what you're doing, keep supporting, keep spreading, keep donating, keep contributing, keep subscribing, keep spreading the message. That's the number one thing, because what is taking place right now and some of the moves, and this is also important because while it's the holidays, people usually put their guard down. People tend to start with, and because when you put your guard down, this is when is a lot of the stuff that Trump and the Russian Putin and them are going to be trying to push through and get through, and that's why you're seeing a lot of this right now, major push being done to try to get Zelensky and them to be able to accept some sort of a peace deal.
Yeah. Let's outrun the Epstein files and let's outrun the bankruptcy of the entire country of Russia. So regime changes on there. We've got some questions that I want to get to that kind of fit into
Yeah,
today's
let's go.
lineup. Mary says, "What's going on with Venezuela? I keep
Yeah.
hearing stories. I know Lev has touched on it from time to time, but there was an explosion at a refinery in Venezuela, thought to be CIA induced the other day. She then says, what is happening? Are there boots on the ground? Or is this potential conflict just another distraction?"
No, this is far from a distraction. This is a combination of yes, Trump will use this as a tool to be able to not distract. I mean, it's an automatic distraction. So put it this way: it's a built-in
Oh, sure.
distraction because it's so big. But it is not a false flag type of a situation. It's actually very serious. And to let you guys know, it started back in the first administration when some very wealthy oil and gas Trump donors, alongside Rudy Giuliani, myself, and other very powerful people in Trump orbit. This is good. In Trump orbit, basically wanted to. Had a relationship with Maduro and wanted to give him a soft landing
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
return for billions and billions of reserves of oil, basically for free. And at that point is when the push became to explain to Trump about how Venezuela is such a oil, has such oil reserves, and that America should control it. So that it should be controlled by American, like the Chevrons and some of the other American, oil and gas guys. And that's what the play is all about: is controlling the oil and gas, changing regime, and taking control of oil and their gas reserves.
Hmm.
So similar to what Trump ran against, saying what Bush did in Iraq. What they said Cheney did. And I just wanted to let you all know is being played out in Venezuela, folks, right in front of your eyes.
Yeah, dude, it was funny because I like the humor in some of this stuff. Obviously, we have some laughs here as well. Maduro put out a video. It's just fucking hilarious. I don't know if you've seen it. The video dancing, and then another video of him driving where he's like, I ain't afraid of shit. Look at me driving around
wait a second.
Caracas.
My wife just walked by and saw me doing the Trump dance, and she almost threw something at me. She said,
I call that dance the Trump air wank because he's doing a lot of this, right? Like he's got it down, down down to a T. But I laughed because I was watching Maduro put up this video of him dancing in the street, and he's like, "I'm not afraid of shit." And then another video of him literally driving down a highway in Caracas, going, "This war is not going to hurt me. I got this." Like, no big deal. But the validity of it, and you talk about it too, because this is really 3-4 birds, one war, right? Like he can start a war. His intention is to deliver, the oil-rich, subsidized ground of the beautiful country of Venezuela. They have more fucking oil reserves there, and they're so poor they can't get it out of the ground. They've got American contractors that are currently in there, but Trump wants all of it. He doesn't want the American contractors to have it. What he wants is, how can I insert myself, all my friends, my family members into another deal here? It is almost exactly the same, but it comes with a war and a price of putting boots on the ground in Venezuela as what's going on in Ukraine, right? Like that's all this is. It's exactly the fucking same.
As I say, and then the Saudis he has as his friends because they're playing the mediator with all. It's incredible how they're just watching it, and that the media can't connect the dots. But we're connecting the dots, and we're getting there. By the way, did anybody want to come up with us today? Do you have anybody that you see? Does anybody want to come up? Did anybody raise your hand?
If you want to come on, ladies and gentlemen, hands up. Just say, hey, love to come on, love to come up, love to rant, love to ask you guys a question live. This is the portion where we get to do that. Courtney, come on, Courtney, you can do it. Kathleen wants to come up. We had Lori last week. Cynthia
Courtney wants to go. Let's see if we got Courtney.
I don't know. Here. Courtney's right there. She's right there. I don't know what it is, but let me see if I can't go to my DMs and figure out whether or not we've got a full deck. It appears we do. We've got a lot of people in the actual chat. Hang on one second. Good Saturday morning. Da, da, da. Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody. Yeah, we got 8 replies. Here we go. So while we're waiting for someone to come on live, I'll let Lev manage that portion of it. Ask Lev if he knows anything about JD Vance. Very little about that guy. I'm sure he's as bad, if not worse, than his fucking boss. This is from JoJo. Please make sure your paid subscribers can access the chat. Not everyone is a paid subscriber of Lev's. Anyway, yeah, you can now because I've accepted it. So everybody can access the chat. Another question there. So question, where does JD Vance fit into all this? Or is he just the chief fucking ball washer of all of Trump's messaging? Because that's what it feels like.
He's just right now standing on the sideline because look, JD Vance was put in there. He's not MAGA. MAGA never accepted him. He's part of the Peter Thiel and Elon Musk team, and they're just they're watching Trump right now, basically implode. But JD Vance is also very close with Stephen Miller and Vaught and that whole crew that are basically watching this thing play out and seeing what is going to happen in 2026, and if Trump loses it, they might themselves turn on Trump. So it's going to be interesting to watch how this plays out because there's no loyalty and there's no love lost there. Just as quickly as he called him a Hitler, and then the next day he's praising him, he'll be throwing him on the couch quicker than you could even imagine.
The couch. Hopefully it's not the same one JD humped. Another question, Dean. This is from Mary. Hi, Dean. Since reportedly over 20 boats have been blown out of the water by the United States, and since all the reporting is calling each one of these actions an international crime, how long does it take for the international powers that be to make arrests? And is anybody involved even scared of that? And that's a fascinating question because another huge report came out this week where Pete Nutsack decided in his infinite wisdom after they took out a boat to literally, oh, hi, friends. Hi, we'll get to you in just a second. Where Pete Nutsack took out a boat. 2 survivors were clinging to the wreckage of the boat, and Pete Nutsack gave the military the order to kill those men. That is known as fucking murder, right? So question, do you think that these guys are even, this is Mary's question, I think, do you think anybody involved in these extrajudicial murders in the Caribbean even give a shit? And is the International Criminal Court watching?
I don't think. I think everybody's watching. I think everybody's taking notes, especially people here in the United States in Congress. These people will be held accountable once the regime changes, and that's why I think that video, even though it was very controversial, it was so powerful by Kelly and the others by saying, to a lot of these soldiers, because unfortunately, you're going to get a lot of soldiers that are young, confused, that are, brainwashed to follow orders and think that they're doing the right thing, that will get caught up and will be, held accountable for a lot of these killings and things that are happening. So, and at the same time, you're going to get a lot of these that are promoting it. People like, Hegseth, people like Bondi, and people like Patel will be part of the first, group of, impeached and criminally indicted before
Preserve your
Trump.
records. Get a
Yeah.
real
Oh,
lawyer.
can
Hi,
I say
Fran. Go
about
ahead.
that?
Yeah, yeah. Hi. Hi.
According to Aaron, a GOP senator has opened formal investigations into Hegseth's possible war crimes. So they've
Absolutely.
already started.
Yeah, I spoke
You
to.
can't get away from the Parnas crew. You can't. It's not possible. Did that just happen today? Did that just happen right now?
This morning I saw it. He
I
posted
didn't
this
know that.
morning.
Which senator? Do you know which senator that?
I don't know.
And by the way,
Um,
while you guys are looking at the senator, you follow my other son on TikTok and Instagram, Daniel Parnas. He's doing some also incredible stuff. So the Parnas family is all over the place. Not so take a look at him, definitely.
okay. I'm trying to find. I don't see it on the saying which one
No,
it is, but
Let's find Aaron. Everybody should follow the Parnas perspective, by the way.
yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. If you're not following the Parnas perspective, you definitely. And I know Aaron. He's been working hard, expanding, trying to get you because, especially with the midterms coming up, with the elections coming up, with so many moving parts happening, it's important to be able. What's it called? That. Go ahead, Franny. What do you want to ask?
Yeah, here it is. Senate Armed Services Leader Roger Wicker and Jack Reed pledged vigorous oversight into reports that Hegseth issued kill them all orders.
Two
Yeah,
GOP senators, Roger Wicker and
yeah,
Jack Reed, reports into
it's
Hegseth issuing a kill 'em all order. Yeah, that's fucking murder, dude.
I could tell you guys that behind the scenes there's more. There's more people that are what's it called planning on retiring or not showing up, and this is just adds to the whole thing. So I could tell you there's a lot of Republican GOP congressmen and congresswomen and senators that are had enough with him and are now looking at ways to move on from him and to be able to save their asses. But again, like I say, there will be accountability at the right place, right time. Right now, we have to all stick together to be able to get him out of office and in the proper way. Question, Fran. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, first, I just wanted to mention another way to get the message out to people is yard signs.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, listen, anything work. Yard signs, protesting,
Yard
making.
signs. Yeah. If you don't have a yard, put it in your apartment window. If you have kids, make the sign together with them. And also write letters, not just emails and phone calls, but write actual physical letters and go
Old
to
school. I love it, Fran. I love it. Yeah.
That makes a big difference. There's the physical letter to them, and go to their local offices. If you live near them, make appointments, go to their office, show up. Your physical presence there. Ask to see them. If they say no, ask why. If they don't answer you, make it a newspaper thing. They won't talk to us. Whatever. Keep it on all levels.
Well, that's what we're gonna
Okay.
do, Fran. And I'm gonna organize it. I'm gonna help coordinate. So when I come, so what I need is everybody out there go to the to the email and join the volunteer group. So when we come to your town, when we come to your state, when we come to your city, that's going to be part of the organization group, and it's going to be part of everybody, because here it's not we do whatever we can. Who can donate, who can contribute, who can makes yard signs, who can makes phone calls. Everybody, every little thing matters, and every little thing helps. So that's why continue it. Fran, we love you. Thank you for coming up. Do you have a question? Because we have a
Yes,
couple
I
of
have a
people that, yeah,
question. Like,
go ahead.
why doesn't Nabu know that some of the information that they're being given is Russian disinformation? It's not all real corruption?
Well, let me get, this is a great question, Fran, and this is why I wanted to tell everybody, and that's why I stipulated by saying that it's not, I don't know which information is true, which information is misinformation, which information is doctored. We don't know if these people that are being accused of these crimes are did these crimes to these degrees, to less degrees, or didn't do and are innocent. That is not what we're talking about, because what we're talking about and what's very important is how this investigation was opened up. NABU did not open this investigation because they found some criminality. They opened up in this investigation because the Russians gave them either misinformation, disinformation to open it up. Do you understand what I'm saying? So yes, so it's not a matter of and the reason this is important. The reason NABU took that information, NABU would never take this information and open this investigation. They took it is because the Americans, Steve Witkoff, and forced them to do it and gave that to them, because also what a lot of people don't realize, and if you go back, I'm going to let you know, is if you go back and you go on to your take a look for the past since October, since Kirill Dmitriev came here with not only that 28-point plan, but all this disinformation, MAGA, the right, the far right, and also Russia has been talking about putting the same pictures up of a case of dollars, American dollars, a gold toilet, and using the same name, using the same picture, same disinformation for already a month and a half, blowing this thing up until eventually. And the reason why this happened with Yermak, because just think about it. Just 2 days ago, he was sitting in a room in Geneva with Rubio. So if he was a criminal and there was such a vessel, why did they wait for him to go to Geneva? He was supposed to be flying today, literally today, to Miami to meet with Whitkoff. The reason why they needed Yermak out of the way, because Yermak, again, I'm not saying Yermak is innocent or guilty of stealing or not. That has nothing to do with it right now. What has to do with it is Yermak stands with Zelensky on the same policy that the Ukraine is not going to give up land and all this to Russia. And because of that, they needed to get Americans and Russians not Americans, Trump and the Russians needed to get Yermak out of there. And so that is why you're seeing this play out right now, because of the way this investigation is coming out. Not because it's the same thing with about like here locally with Comey. I do not say I'm not a Comey fan. I do not like James Comey. I think James Comey should be looked at some things he did while he was in office. But the way they did it, the way Trump did it, by going at, by trying to make up charges on him just for the fact of doing it, I don't agree to that. You know what I'm saying to you? If you have the facts, go do it. So same thing here. It's the same type of situation. So I hope that's a.
Well, I think it's funny, you're looking at Fran's reaction and thank you, Fran, that's a great question. Looking at Fran's reaction when she kind of found out that Steve Witkoff legitimized that compromise, legitimized that lie, legitimized the investigation based on what probably is disinformation or misinformation given to them by the Russians, right? And that's everything works that way in that world. We don't quite understand it because it's not how we work. I think we're getting an idea now because of the infiltration of the MAGA cult and how they do business. And we've got chief MAGA sausage maker Lev Parnas here that co-signs it all the time, who's had obviously a soul lifting change of heart. And he's doing hero's work now. He's an American hero. because he lets
Love,
us into these
love you, brother.
conversations. Oh, it's
Thank you.
fucking true, my brother.
Yeah, Lev.
Fran,
Thank you,
nice to see
Fran.
you again.
Nice to see
Have
you,
fun in the
Franny.
Northwest.
Have a great day. Have a
Thank
great
you so much.
weekend. Thank you so
Thank
much.
Anytime.
you. You too.
Anytime. Anybody else want to come up? Let us know. We've got a couple minutes here. Guy, I want to get to a question.
Yeah,
It's kind of a brief
yeah,
DM us. I want to get to a quick question about the National Guard shooting this week.
yeah.
We've had a bunch of people ask us if you know anything about the inner workings of, you know, why Trump and the regime are continually lying about the vetting. And this one comes from Mike. Vetted, not vetted, legal, not legal. All signs point to the Afghan national that shot those 2 National Guard members as being in the country legally and approved by the Trump regime. I find it interesting that they know the motive, but they're not sharing it with us, and we haven't heard anything from the shooter. I don't know what you're hearing from your sources inside, and and first and foremost, my heart breaks for the families, specifically of the deceased National Guard member, Sarah Beckwith, Specialist Sarah Beckwith, who passed away over the weekend, another gentleman in critical condition. And again, I talked to Ken Harbaugh about this.
My
These are
buck.
dentists, these are bakers, these are your accountants in your neighborhood, these are young people, these are individuals that just sign up to help their state, their country when a natural disaster or there's a crisis. So, as sad as it is, and we know that those National Guard members shouldn't be there, there's this thirst, this hunger for information about who this gentleman was, why he was in the country, and what happened. And are we being told the truth by the Trump regime?
Absolutely not. I could tell you just like that. And listen, I'm gonna make it very simple for you guys to understand that. Take a look at what transpired when on the assassination of that attempted supposed assassination of Donald Trump. You saw that hoopla. It was the far left. It was this, that, that. All of a sudden, you don't hear anything about it. The guy got killed, disappeared. We know nothing about him, but we do know he had more links and ties to the far right and Donald Trump than he had to the left. Same thing played out with Charlie Kirk. What happened, Charlie Kirk? It was the far left. It was the transgender. It was all of that. Now, all of a sudden, it's a big conspiracy inside of Mega talking about how it was actually there. Same thing
The
with the
Texas
guy
ice
that.
shooter.
The Texas ice shooter, exactly. Same thing here. You're not going to get the true story because Donald Trump was taught by a specialist, Roy Cohen, who was his mentor, who told him, you never succeed, you never admit that when you're wrong, you never admit to any lie. You just keep doubling down, keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and that's why you've seen in Donald Trump, and that's why Donald Trump is. Oh, I think somebody wanted to come up on. Yeah. Let's see, Courtney.
I find it
Courtney. We just
fascinating.
invited you.
Come on, Courtney. Come on up,
Come on,
Courtney.
Courtney. We have a little time.
Answer the bell.
I have a special announcement. So come on up, Courtney. We'll do a special announcement with you. Courtney is actually from Canada. I see the Canadian flag, or maybe she just supports Canada.
I think she is. She's an uber fan of ours. I love her. She's great.
Yeah. Hey, Courtney, what some of you that might not know what to do, you're going to get a message. Just accept the message where it says coming live. It should come across your screen, but you have to be on a phone. You cannot be on a computer. To be able to come up live and accept, you have to be on the phone. So if you're on a phone, come on up, Courtney. I sent you the invite. I'm going to send it to you again right now. Here, let's do it here again. So let's give Courtney a minute. There we go. Hey, Courtney.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
That's
welcome,
Courtney.
welcome.
That's the beautiful
good.
and wonderful Courtney. Oh my
It's
God, it's
me.
so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Are you from Canada, Courtney?
Heck yeah, I am.
Where?
Oh, you see there? Where are you from?
I'm in Ontario. I'm about
Okay.
3 hours away from Toronto.
What's the town? I'm familiar.
I'm on the Bruce Peninsula. It's not even a city, dude. Like Google doesn't even know what town I'm in.
Yeah. Bruce Peninsula. It's way up north. In Bruce Peninsula's, it's what do you call that? That area? Algonquin. That's Algonquin, right?
It's on the other side of the bay. but close.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
same
Yeah,
area. Yeah.
Okay. Listen, Courtney, we love you. You are so great. We have such an
I just want to
unbelievable
say,
relationship.
Courtney, yes, she's not only our supporter, she's our paid subscriber. She's out there fighting the fight. I see you all the time, Court. Believe me, I see the DMs. I see her out there on the other and
I'm trying, guys.
So thank
I'm
you. No, God bless.
Oh, you're succeeding. It's funny. You're like
we
a light
need
in
more
our life.
Courtneys. Yeah. We need, we need more Courtneys out there.
You make me blush.
Because that's exactly. Court, tell us. So,
but
what
keep
do you have a
going.
question?
Like, don't ask
But
stuff.
We're gonna.
We're just
a couple of
Courtney,
big softies. Yeah. But go ahead.
Before we end off, we're gonna end off with you today, Courtney, and I have a major announcement we're gonna do together. So you're gonna join us for that. But before we go, do you have a question or you want to say something before we end off the show?
Buddy, all I have are questions, and then one question gets answered, and I have 50 more questions. So,
I understand.
Okay, so I do have one kind of burning question. How much, if you know, how much is China supporting Russia in their efforts against Ukraine? I haven't heard a lot about that. Just like random chatter, vague maybe support. But what does that look like? Do you know?
It is support. It's strong support. Part of the support is they also buy their oil through their shadow fleets by giving them money. They help them out with their technology for not only the Iranians but also for their drone material and stuff like that. China plays an interesting game because they're not friends with Russia. They're also competitors, so they're helping them just but so they're helping them just enough so Russia doesn't lose, but not enough for them to win. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Russia likes to play everybody's side, right? So they can blow it up anytime, anywhere.
Right. And China right now, that's why they're watching, the Trump situation playing out, all of these different situations playing out. So that's where China is. China is definitely helping Russia. So is North Korea. So is Iran. So is Hungary and other countries out there, not only by financially by buying their gas and oil, but also by actually soldiers, troops. And so when Ukraine is fighting a war, Ukraine is fighting a war against a lot of countries, not just Russia. And that's what Trump doesn't even understand that because he doesn't listen to his own intelligence. He listens to people like Steve Witkoff.
He barely has any intelligence now.
Yeah, he doesn't.
What I find interesting about that too, Lev, if I can, is how Russia is dead set against any kind of proxy war. They're like, if anybody else comes to help Ukraine, we're going to shoot all of you. We're going to kill everybody. Meanwhile, they're like literally loading North Koreans, Chinese soldiers, North Korean soldiers. And they're literally going, around the world trying to recruit people from Africa, from Turkey, from all these different countries. Like, we'll pay a bunch of money, and when they get them there, they just send them to the front line and they get mowed down. Like, I mean, and I find that fascinating because, the bullshit proxy war that's going on, specifically with all these other countries that are helping Russia try to do something to the Ukrainian people, have been completely unsuccessful, and it's just Ukraine.
No, absolutely. So I want to take this moment for a second. I want to, first of all, we have over 1,500 people watching on a Saturday. I hope everybody's having your coffee, your tea.
2,800, dude.
Oh,
28. We got 1.3 here, 1.5 there. 28.
I'm so behind. I don't even know what's the call. But I want to do a little. Who is Daniel Parnas? Daniel Parnas is my other son. So definitely go follow him. He's on TikTok, he's on Instagram, all over the place. You'll find him. You'll see. You'll understand. But definitely go. I want to share something with you guys. Something very important. We have those of you that have read my Substack letter from last night. If you haven't got a chance, first of all, before we go, I definitely am recommending. The holidays are coming up. You're gonna have some time to read. This is extremely important. I'm gonna give you guys a little homework to do, and this is for those of you that have the book. Make sure you go read it. For those of you that don't have the book, make sure you go get it because this is something that is extremely important for what's happening right now and for
the
part of the blueprint. This is the playbook and the blueprint of what we're going to be doing and what we did to Hunter Biden, what we did to the Biden, what we're going to turn on them. It's also a playbook of you to understand exactly the mindset, the thinking. So even though it's extremely important, that I would recommend. And we're also going to start doing story time with Lev for the holidays. So it's another going to be a special treat. So if you haven't got it, make sure you go to levremembers.com to get the book. You could get it either signed if you need it. I could sign it personally, or you could get the book itself, whichever way makes a great holiday gift, because the more people that you send it out to, the more people get it. This is really not just, this is a true story. So you definitely need to get that.
It's
The other
incredible.
reason,
I finished it a couple weeks ago. It's so good, and he's right. It's a playbook, full of
and
notes
don't,
for what's
the
going
only
on
the
now.
other, yeah, and there's plenty of text messages, information in here, video, not videos, but pictures of different stuff that really you interesting stuff. But the other reason why I recommend you get it is because, this, for those of you that don't know, we are going to be doing a major special here live, only on Substack. First time, me and Hunter Biden together. We don't have the day or the time set up. It's going to be probably this week sometime. We're working on it because yesterday some other breaking news happened. Donald Trump came out and is finally putting into move what I've been warning you guys about, is these pardons and these things that he's going to try to get rid of. He put a post, social post out there, and now my sources are telling me that he's going to actually go after criminally some of Biden's inner circle, lawyers, people that work the staff, and he's also going to now start prosecuting Anthony Fauci. He's going to go after some of the J6 committee, and it's going to turn into a major shit show. I spoke to Hunter a couple of days ago. He's pissed off. The Biden family's pissed off. You definitely do not want to miss this unleashed conversation between me and Hunter live here. And we're going to draw out of it, basically do a drawing. We're going to answer 3-4 questions from paid subscribers, and we're going to bring one person up to actually come up with us only for paid subscribers. So if you haven't become a paid subscriber, this is the time to not only to support us, but this is going to be a one of a kind. I promise you. You want to hear it first. You want to be part of the conversation, because otherwise you'll be watching it on TV as all the media is going to be playing clips about the shit that's going to come out of this between me and Hunter. But
Can I just tell you something before you start? When I saw that tweet, I mean, you and I talk, and I knew you were going to be doing this, but when I saw you actually put it together and go, "Hey, it's on. Hunter Biden and I are going to be doing a show, and we're going to sell everybody out. Trust us. You're going to want to join this." The one thing that you and I get along, because we got big soft hearts. We love dogs, and we love to chat, and we love to have coffee and tea, and we're pals. But the one thing I appreciate about you the most is you're like me, where you're like, I can't wait to start a fucking fire and watch it burn.
Hey, listen,
You guys are funny.
it's time. It's time to light the flame, guys. Time to light the flame.
Okay, so we're gonna stand by and be aware, be ready for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
stay
dude.
ready. Court, thank you for all your support. Thank you for coming up.
Thank you so much, guys.
And guys, see, like Courtney, just become a paid subscriber. Next week, maybe you could come up and be right beside us, because what we're building here is a family. Court, have a great, wonderful day, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
So nice to meet you,
Bye.
Court. Bye. Bye.
Guys,
she's so sweet.
Yeah, she's incredible. All of our, I mean, we have a huge family here, and that's why, like, even on Thanksgiving when we went live, you guys are able to interact with each other. Not everybody has somebody to be with, but now the Celeb Remembers family is not just about to uncover corruption. It's not just about to go, save our democracy. We have turned into something a lot bigger. Yet, Steph said, yes, T-shirts. There's hats. It's great stuff to wait to also to contribute and to help out. But the number one thing, the first thing I would ask each and every one of you to do is to become a subscriber. It's for free. To Dean, to myself, to Aaron, to others out there, because cross pollination and spreading the message, that's the most important thing. Next thing is, for those of you that can become paid subscribers, to Dean, myself, and others out there, it's so important because we don't have corporate machines. We don't have, you could see Dean's in his living room right now. He has his, refrigeration being fixed actually by a Ukrainian gentleman.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in my,
I got Christmas fucking
backyard.
decorations here.
Exactly. I'm about to go play some top golf with my kids right now. We're about to go. It's extremely important, that your support, your contributions, the GoFundMe's, the paid subscribers, all of that stuff is allowing us to build a powerful movement. And come January, I promise you're going to start seeing some action that you're not even ready for. We're going to turn Trump's world upside down. I know I have a little smirk on my face because I know a lot of stuff I can't still share with you. So, but I definitely I'm telling you this. Whatever you do, even if you definitely want to be a paid subscriber and be with us and be part of the Hunter Biden Lev Parnas first ever live show conversation here on Substack. So spread the message. It's gonna be soon. I'll let you know when it happens, but you definitely want to be a part of that. So thank you, Courtney. Courtney just put up there the Lev PTTP at proton.me. That's our volunteer sign up mail, guys. Spread that around for those of you that, like I said, have a lot of different ways of helping. Go to that email, send an email, and join the team. Dean, brother, take us out. Let's have a wonderful weekend. It's been an incredible coffee and tea with you, my brother.
Yeah, it has. Oh my God, I love doing this, dude. Every Saturday, we get a chance to kind of get together and talk to Americans, talk to Canadians, talk to, right-minded, morally upstanding, very, very smart people. If you're here, you're smart. It's how I know you're smart, because you're here. But we're humbled by it. And we do every single week put our best foot forward, where my friend Lev puts himself in pretty grave danger to be able to communicate with you. And it's so important, not just to understand what's going on, which is the importance of buying and reading Shadow Diplomacy. Run and get that book today. But it's so important to support Lev. So important to support his Ukrainian fundraisers for Alex and people on the front, which are all posted in this chat. Highly encourage everybody to go do that. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Listen, Lev, you said it best. We're a great big family here, and we watched that family grow in nuclear terms over the past 10 months. You and I arrived on Substack almost the same month, almost the same day. And to watch the support and watch this community grow and become this beautiful family has not only, in some cases, specifically for me, saved my life, given me purpose. It's also been this incredible opportunity and responsibility to take that purpose and share it with so many other people. That is the importance of Coffee and Tea with Lev and Dean. That is the importance of subscribing to my friend Lev Parnas. Become a paid subscriber today. Trust me, we love interacting with you, and it keeps us in your lives, but it also keeps us moving forward because, as you point out, we don't have corporate partners. We don't let advertisers come in. Trust me, we've all been approached. Hey, will you sell this? Will you sell that? We're not doing that. We're not doing that because we want to keep this as free and open and clear as possible so that we can be responsible, so we can bring you with us. We don't have to inundate your time. We're not in it for the money. But I can tell you this, all of you, no matter if you're free or paid, have given us the opportunity to be able to stay close to you, to fight for you, because we are you. So we thank you very much, everybody, for joining Coffee and Tea with my friend Lev Parnas and myself. Go and subscribe, go and share this, and we will see you for Coffee and Tea this time again next week.
And before we go, a little special treat for all of you out there. I'm going to give you a little video. Donald Trump always said he doesn't know me. I want to show you a little video of me introducing me hanging out with Donald Trump in Mar-a-Lago with the foreign minister of Ukraine at the time. This is 2016. And he just got elected as president. It's right before the inauguration, and this is. I just want you to see if you could get this close to the president of the United States. So I'm gonna let you play it. This is Mar-a-Lago.
Mm-hmm.
You could see it. You guys see it good?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Here we go. Where is it?
Oh, you standing right next to Donald Trump, guy who says he doesn't know you at all. Fascinating. You're. I don't know who the guy is at all.
So
Yeah, I'm telling you, we got to do a whole show where it's just videos and pictures.
No, I'm actually for that's another treat I'm doing for all my paid subscribers. I'm putting them together. I'm going to start doing like either a monthly or something where I'm going to send them some. I got so much. Remember, I got thousands of email, pictures, videos, never before seen. The FBI said a voluminous amount. So I'm gonna start, doing like maybe for the holidays where I'm thinking about doing some shirts with Donald Trump, me, and Ivanka on there, and or maybe
There's a video holiday greeting from me and my friend Donald Trump.
Yeah, maybe maybe Don Jr. when he's shining my shoes on the stuff like that. We'll see. We got a lot of fun stuff doing, but I'm trying to as hopefully we're able to build a powerful team, and I'm able to then have the capabilities of giving back a little bit more, not just by saving our democracy, but trust me, for all of you that have been with me from the beginning and are joining now and are out there, I know how difficult it is by contributing, by becoming paid subscribers. I promise you that not only does great stuff, but I'm working on things to give back to you guys in a way that, trust me, nobody else on there will have. But
oh, I know.
You gotta
Lev, great to see you, my friend.
Great
you have
to
a wonderful
see you,
day.
brother.
Go to Top
You
Golf with
too.
your kids. We'll see you
You
on
got
Monday
it.
for the
Have a
roundup.
great-
Love you, pal. Talk to you soon.
Take care. See you Monday. Take care, guys.
You got it. Bye-bye.